again, what I was talking about, helping us imagine or feel what an emotion feels like without having to think about it. One of the best examples of that, and it's still one of my favorite examples, is a song that Colbie Caillat wrote with Ryan Tedder called Brighter Than the Sun. And Ryan Tedder's no slouch when it comes to songwriting either. And there's the chorus of Brighter Than the Sun in which they're telling you what falling in love feels like. And an amateur songwriter will say, I'm falling in love with you. You're perfect. You're fabulous. I just love you, you know. And she says, lightning strikes the heart. It goes off like a gun, brighter than the sun. Oh, we could be the stars falling from the sky. Every one of those images, there's an image of brighter than the sun. You almost can't look at it. The idea of going off like a gun is audible. There's the hearing, and we could be the stars falling. That's that physical sensation of falling and letting go out of the vast universe. You don't have to think about all the things that are involved in that go on in your brain and your body, and you don't have to think about any of it. And it just happens.
If you took any one of those things on their own, you might look at them and go, yeah, it's a little cliche, you know, brighter than the sun. Well, I've heard that before, but put it in the context of this grouping, and it's class A
lightning
songwriting.
Strikes the heart, it goes off like a gun, brighter than the sun. And brighter than the sun, in fact, is a cliche, the brightness of the sun, but we don't usually apply it to falling in love. And that's the other thing. We can use cliches. Don't think for a minute you can't use a cliche.
Ooh, this
you
is
can,
good information.
but you have to either give it a twist, or change a word to make it mean something else, or follow it with another line that gives us a new insight into it. So, for example, I used a reference recently, a wonderful song by an artist who calls himself Bahamas. The song is called Stronger Than That. And the line is, when those walls against your back, there's some who say you'll crack, but I know you're stronger than that. When that wall's against your back. Just to flip that, probably because of the rhyme, but then he came up with this wonderful thing: when the wall is against your back.
Right, instantly makes sense, gives you the visual imagery, and also tells you the weight of the world is upon the person.
Yes, and makes you hear the cliche as if for the first time. When you take a cliche and you do that, people they totally remember that. So using cliches is not necessarily bad. It's what you do with them that counts.